Blog Talk Radio.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Golf Talk Live. I'm your host, Ted Odorico, and thank you for joining me tonight. Got a very special show for you here. It's Thursday night, as always, January 28th, and I know that many of you that tune into the show, especially you golf professionals and some of the other golf-related business types, are down enjoying the PGA merchandising show in Orlando this evening, and probably, I'm sure most of you probably finished up at the show and getting ready to head out to join some of your fellow associates for some dinner and drinks and so forth. And congratulations for all of you that have been winning. I've been watching, of course, all over Facebook and other social media. Many of them have been winning Teacher of the Year and many other great awards. So congratulations to all of those, both men and ladies, on the many accolades that you've been racking up while you're down at the show. Well-deserved honors, I'm sure. For those of you just joining me for the first time, of course, we are live on Thursdays, normally from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here on the network. And just to let you know, we're going to have a little bit shorter show tonight. We've just got the one guest again this week as we're getting ready to gear up for another season of Coach's Corner, going to be starting here in about a month's time. And, of course, that is always followed by a guest as well. So we'll be going to our full 2-hour broadcast a little bit later on. But got a great show for you tonight. Normally it is Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Central. We are live on blogtalkradio.com. And for those of you who've never been visited the show before, if you go to blogtalkradio.com and up in the search key, type in Golf Talk Live, that will take you to the home page. And, of course, at the top of the page is always the current and live broadcast on Thursday nights. And for some reason, if you're not able to join us, not a problem. You can just visit that link, blogtalkradio.com/Golf Talk Live. And if you just scroll down the page a little bit, you'll come to the on-demand section. And you can just go through and click on any of the previously aired shows. They are all auto-recorded, of course, during the live broadcast. So if you're not able to join us live, not a problem. You can visit that link at your convenience and listen to one of the previously aired shows I mentioned. As I also mentioned at the beginning, I am Ted Odorico, the host of the show. And joining me tonight is going to be a very special guest, Chad Zingales. He is the Director of Golf Operations at Amherst Country Club up in New Hampshire. And he's going to be here talking about a great golf expo, speaking of another great show, the Greater New England Golf Expo, coming up here in just a couple of weeks, beginning February 13th through the 14th. And I'll give you the dates and times and all of that good stuff when Chad joins me here in just a few moments. I'm just waiting for him to actually come on board. But also, for those of you that like to follow the program, if you don't normally like to go through blogtalkradio.com network, you can go to itunes.com and also download the show as a podcast. Just go to itunes.com. Under the podcast section, again, just type in Golf Talk Live, and you'll find the show there as well. Or you can go to Stitcher.com as well and listen to the broadcast through Stitcher.com for those of you who want to do it that way. Lots of great ways to access the show. Also, during the broadcast, if for any reason you want to call in and share your thoughts or any inputs about the show, you're welcome to do so, or speak to one of the guests. You can do so by calling area code 646-716-4667. Again, the number is 646-716-4667. Also, if you want to reach out to me personally, you can do so through my email address. Email is ted.golftalklive@gmail.com. Always like to hear your thoughts and inputs to the show, or if you have any questions or comments, again, you can reach out to me there. Or if you're somebody in the golf industry, you don't necessarily have to be a teaching professional, If you're somebody that's in the golf industry that maybe has a great or interesting product, or maybe you've written a novel or book about the golf business or an area of golf in particular that you want to share with the audience, reach out to me at ted.golftalklive@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about an opportunity about coming on the show and sharing your information with my audience. But always look forward to having new, interesting guests. Got some great guests coming up here in the weeks to come, and I'll share those with you as they come about. Also, if you want to get updates on social media, if you go to facebook.com and type in under the search Golf Talk Live blog, make sure you have blog on the end there. That is the main page for the program, and while you're there, of course, make sure that you throw a like or two my way while you're there, and that gives you updates on who's going to be on the show and who's been on the show, and also another way to access the link as well. If you don't want to type it in, you can just go to that page and you can click on any of the links there that will direct you back to the Golf Talk Live page. You can listen to the shows through that medium as well. Also on Twitter, my Twitter handle is Ted and Buck CEO. CEO, of course, is in capital letters, and you're welcome to reach out to me on Twitter as well. Also update the show through there. Just again, it's Ted and Buck CEO. CEO is in capital letters. And thank you once again for all of the new followers, recent followers on Twitter. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of your support and input into the program. As I mentioned, I got a great guest tonight, Chad Zingales. He is the director of golf operations at the Amherst Country Club up in Amherst, New Hampshire. And as I said, he's going to be talking about the 2016 Greater New England Golf Expo that's coming up here in just a few short weeks. We're going to talk to him a little bit about that, some of the great things that you can see at the Expo that's happening up in the Northeast. Of course, they've been digging out in a lot of areas up there. The recent snowstorm, of course, that went through here just the last week. So hopefully the weather has cleared up a little bit, and they're going to have some good weather there, I'm sure, in the next couple of weeks. And I'm sure by then the snow will be dug out and they'll be able to have a great show. But lots of great information we're going to share with you tonight on the program. And as I said, now also I just want to mention too, I know that I had talked in past months that I was going to be actually heading to the PGA Merchandising Show in Orlando for this season. And unfortunately, I had some personal circumstances that came up in the weeks leading up to the show, including a death in my girlfriend's family just this past weekend, and of course we acknowledged that individual with the service yesterday. The funeral services were yesterday, so we recognized and paid our respects there. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to have an opportunity to make it down to the show for this year as I intentionally planned. So looking forward to. I know that Cindy is down there. I've seen all kinds of things on social media that she has been down at the show. And as you know, Cindy Miller is my co-host on the Women of Golf show, which is the other broadcast that I do on Tuesday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's on blogtalkradio.com as well. And that show is also available on iTunes. If you go to first blogtalkradio.com, and instead of typing Golf Talk Live, if you type Women of Golf up in the search key, that will take you to that homepage, and the same applies there. The current show during the Tuesday mornings live broadcast will always be at the top. Otherwise, you can scroll down through the on-demand section and select any of the previously aired programs that Cindy and I have done. Now, Cindy has also is preparing for this coming month, for February, a series that we had done that she had brought to the table 2 years ago when we started the program called, it was Own Your Game series, and it was on the mental side of things. And she's revamped a little bit and reworked some of the theories behind it, and we're going to be talking about that in the next several weeks. So make sure you tune into that, the Women of Golf show on blogtalkradio.com for Cindy Miller and I. And for those of you that are not familiar with Cindy, Cindy, of course, is an LPGA professional. Been a teacher for many years, but also a player. She's played not only on the LPGA regular tour, but she's played on the Legends Tour as well for the senior ladies. And she was also on, I believe it was the third episode of Big Break, the third version, which was ladies only, and that was one of the early episodes that they had in Big Break. And she was certainly a feisty competitor. If you had a chance to see that, you'll know her well. But great gal, and has many accolades herself. and just a fantastic lady, and always enjoy working with her on Tuesday mornings. But as you know, Thursday nights, of course, I go it alone here on Golf Talk Live, and I enjoy doing this program very much, and I appreciate all of the continued support that all of you have given me over the last several years. And it's hard to believe we're in year number 4 already with the program. It's done extremely well. Literally reaching all over the globe. Lots of exciting things will be happening this year. Let me just run a few things past. We haven't got all of the specifics ironed out yet, but one of the things coming up, as I mentioned, is the Coach's Corner. I've got the schedule out, and most of the schedule has been filled up. There are a few dates still available, and I'll probably next week what I will do is maybe release some of the dates that I'm still looking for some coaches to jump in on. But pretty much it's a full schedule for the season. And for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with Coach's Corner, it's a panel discussion where myself and a number of other teacher professionals or coaches in the golf industry join me on Thursdays for the first hour of the 2-hour show to talk about some of the great things going on in the industry, some great tips and training for many of the amateurs out there that could use some help for their game. So lots of great things coming up in Coach's Corner. Also, joining me on the Thursday night of each of the majors this year. I don't have the dates in front of me, but obviously the Masters will be the first one coming up in April, and then followed by the U.S. Open, then the Open itself over in Europe, and then, of course, rounded out with the PGA Championship in, I believe, August is when the PGA settled. Byron Casper, of course, the son of late Billy Casper, is going to be joining me on the Thursday evening for an hour on Golf Talk Live. We're going to have some discussion about the day's events during the majors, but also he's going to share some insight to his late father, Billy Casper's thoughts and so forth that he did, and some of his game plan, if you will, as he tackled and won 3 majors, 2 U.S. Opens, and, of course, a Masters tournament. 51 tournaments in all, Billy Casper won. He's going to be sharing, Byron, his son, is going to be coming on the show and sharing some of those great thoughts with us on the eve of each of the Masters. And we're going to be throwing in some prizes. So there's going to be an opportunity. Each of the shows during the majors is going to give you an opportunity to either call in or email in. We haven't decided how we're going to do this quite yet. Give you an opportunity to come in. Byron and I have put together some great prizes that give you a chance to win. So I hope that you'll tune in on those evenings. And just a lot of other great stuff that's going to be coming on through the year, working on some other projects as well. And we'll talk about that as things unfold in the next few weeks again. But let me just read a little bit here on my guest tonight, Chad Zingales. He is the Director of Golf Operations at Amherst Country Club up in Amherst, New Hampshire. He has been in the golf industry for more than 20 years, and his most recent endeavor includes is helping to coordinate the Greater New England Golf Expo, which he's here to talk about tonight. And that's, as I said, coming up here in just a few short weeks here in February of this year. His business partners, Brian Karoul, I believe is the name, and Justin Maguire are avid golfers as well. And together they look to grow the game of golf in New England and beyond. And their company that they formed together is called Circle 3 Group. So let me welcome Chad, and we'll get the conversation going. Good evening, Chad, and welcome to Golf Talk Live.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. This is very exciting.
Well, thank you for joining me, and I appreciate you taking some time to come on the program tonight. And Chad, let me just, I want to just start off before we get into talking about the Golf Expo up in New Hampshire, which is, I know, the main reason you came on tonight. Just tell the listeners, I know you're in the golf industry as well, maybe just share with the listeners a little bit how you first got interested in golf and how you sort of got into the golf business.
Yeah, I started washing golf carts when I was 16 years old at a public course in southern New Hampshire. And went to college and kind of through the years kind of worked my way up and ended up getting a business degree from a liberal arts school in Manchester, New Hampshire. And again, just kind of stuck with it and ended up managing a couple different courses and have ended up at my current location, Amherst Country Club, which has been there for about 8 seasons. So I've been in the industry now for, wow, it's been 23 years that I've been doing this. So
wow.
Long time.
So it would be safe to say that you're more than an avid golfer. You're a serious golfer who enjoys the game probably as much, if not more, than I do.
Yeah. I don't actually get to play as often as a lot of people expect. My hours are, especially during the season, are pretty extensive. But I do enjoy being around the game, and I love the players who play it. I love the atmosphere. I love being outside, and I love working with people. Love the event planning. I love everything that the game and the industry itself has to offer, for sure.
Yeah, and now just because I was just talking about it a few minutes ago, I don't know if you were tuning into the first part of the broadcast, but obviously a lot of your fellow pros are down at the PGA Merchandising Show. Did you make it down this year or no?
I didn't make it down this year. Actually, it's interesting. My business partner Brian Karoul is down there right now, and but Justin and I are still up here. It's been a number of years since I've gone. I did go back a few years ago, and it quite the show. Just an amazing exposition over there.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately I was originally scheduled to go down there this week, and as I was telling the audience here just a few minutes ago, I had some personal things came up here the last minute, so unfortunately I'm not making it down this year either, so it looks like we're in the same boat. But let me ask you, Chad, very quick question, because you mentioned about your current involvement with the Amherst Country Club. Talk about how that sort of came about, and tell us a little bit about the Amherst Country Club as well, just the facility and some of the things that you've got offered there.
Yeah, so Amherst Country Club, we actually own two facilities. They're almost right across the street from each other. Amherst Country Club is a championship public golf course, 18 holes. It's a good, really nice track in really good shape. We're one of the few courses in the country, actually, that's Autobahn certified. So we're pretty proud of that. But we're a public course, has a very rich history. We've been in business now for 50 years. It's a family-owned business, and it does its fair share of golf rounds throughout the year. We also sell annual passes, so people can take advantage of some savings that they could budget to play throughout the year. And right across the street, we own a facility called Panema Green Family Golf Center, which is It's a recreational center that revolves around golf. It has a large driving range, a 9-hole executive course. It has an 18-hole mini golf course. We do all our camps and our lessons and our clinics there. And both of these facilities have restaurants, so we have that under our belt. And we also do a fair amount of corporate events and charitable organizational events, et cetera. So there's a lot of moving parts where I work, and it's one of the things that I love about it. It's really a great atmosphere. It caters to a lot of different players and people. It's not just the championship course. Obviously, caters to the avid golfers and the weekend warriors, but
right.
We also have the ability to cater to families and beginners and people who are kind of looking to get into the game and learn the game and all its benefits.
So basically, you've got really a great setup there. You've got everything from the beginning golfer to the more serious golfer. You've got the facilities there to be able to accommodate just about everybody in between as well, correct?
That's right. Yeah, we have a really nice setup because, Panema Green it's a great place to learn the game, and it's obviously got the practice facilities, and it has all our camps and clinics. And then people, they get exposed to the game by playing on the executive golf course, and then they start to slowly graduate, and they start to feel a little more comfortable, and they're always welcome across the street at Amherst Country Club. So we have a really nice kind of inflow of people, and we have that ability to kind of incorporate both organizations and allow us to grow the game that way, which is really beneficial and so important for the industry, especially in this area.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, I also want to talk before we get into some of the meat and potatoes of the Expo. I want to also talk to you about the company that you're in business with both Justin and Brian. Of course, I'm referring to the Circle 3 Group LLC. Explain again who your partner's on, how that sort of came about, and really what the mission of Circle 3 is.
Yeah, great question. So I met Brian and Justin a couple years back. They actually were members of one of our leagues, and they were avid golfers, played a lot at our golf course, and we became very close friends almost immediately, all three of us. They during the day, both Brian and Justin are police officers in Manchester, New Hampshire, which is the city where we're holding the event, and right. So they, being avid golfers, loving the game. Myself being in the industry, we started talking one day about, what could we do to better the industry? What were some avenues that were kind of in need of help? And marketing was, part of it for me. And this idea of this Golf Expo kind of blossomed. And it started it was probably just over a year ago that we started the conversation. And, we decided to form an LLC called Circle 3 Group. And, here we are. Now we're looking forward to this big event, which has got a really great response so far, a lot of expectation, a lot of excitement behind it, which is really great.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that. And before we get into all the specifics, let's let everybody know exactly when it is. So when are the dates and the times of the show? And is there going to be ability for people to obviously demo some of the equipment there? And is there a time restriction for that as well?
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of the info is online, as always. Everything is nowadays. But we have a great website, www.greaternegolfexpo.com, and it has all the dates and times. But we are running basically, it's a 2-day show. It's a Saturday, February 13th of 2016, and then we run on Sunday, the 14th, 2016, and that's at the Radisson. It's called the Center of New Hampshire Expo Center at the Radisson Hotel, right in downtown Manchester. Anybody who hasn't been to Manchester, it's a beautiful city, the largest city in New Hampshire, I believe. And it's just a great kind of hot spot. It's got a lot of restaurants, a lot of things to do, and this is a really nice location to have an expo like this. On that website, we, of course, detail everything that we have going on, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But we do have the indoor driving range, a chance for people to demo. But logistics and everything that's on the website is constantly being updated all day, every day, and it's really filling up. It's great.
So the three of you, essentially, then through your Circle 3 group, are the organizers of this event, correct?
Correct. Yeah, this is the first annual event for us. Yes.
Fantastic. What a great way to grow the game in your area, as you said. And let me just very quickly, on your behalf, because obviously I've got the information in front of me here, so I'll just very quickly read it out, and then we'll get into some other questions. But just for those of you that are just tuning into to the show right now here on Golf Talk Live, Chad and I are talking about the 2016 Greater New England Golf Expo, which is taking place on February 13th, 2016, as the opening day. And it's opening up from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time, and the demo area will be open from 10 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And then again on Sunday, February 14th, 2016, again from 9 to 4 p.m. Eastern, it will be the general opening, and then the demo area again will be from 10 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So lots of great things that's going to be taking place at the center of New Hampshire Expo Center at the Manchester Radisson Hotel, which is located at 700 Elm Street, Manchester, New Hampshire. So some great dates coming up here. Just a little over 2 weeks, the event's going to be taking place. As you said, this is your first annual event.
That's right. Yeah, probably exactly 2 weeks from right now. I'm sure I will be in that Expo Center starting to set things up. So, yeah,
right.
It's quick for sure. It's coming quick.
So let me ask you, Chad, then who are going to be some of the exhibitors? Obviously, it's a golf-related show, but just give us a general idea, maybe of some of the main exhibitors that people can expect to find there at the show, and maybe some others that are coming in as well.
Yeah. So first off, the premise and the concept of the show, we've been to golf expos around this area. There's of course always been the kind of staple expos. It's been a long time, over a decade, since New Hampshire has had a golf show. And the mission and the goal of this event is very simple. It's to grow the game of golf, and it is to allow New Englanders, New Hampshireers to get out of the cabin fever of the winter, be able to come out under one roof and experience what's new, what's the latest and greatest, and just start thinking about spring, start thinking about the game itself. So, we had that idea and that mission in mind when we were building this expo and this event. And for that reason, our event is, it's meant to be very interactive. So, for example, we have Golf Skate Caddy is one of our participants. I'm sure a lot of your listeners know of that particular company, but there will be a chance to actually demo one of their products, which is, basically the Segway of the golf course, if you will.
Right.
So they're going to be there. We have an indoor driving range, which is being sponsored and helped by one of our major sponsors, Golf and Ski Warehouse, and we'll have 7 of the major manufacturers there. The chance to demo clubs and demo equipment, the new stuff, and then there'll be chances to find good deals on clearance equipment and anything that Golf and Ski has to offer. We're going to have 2 simulators on site, so we'll have a long drive competition on one, and we're going to have a close to the pin on the other, and also a chance to win $10,000 with a hole-in-one on that particular simulator. A lot of great stuff going on. We have a seminar series that we're excited about. A lot of New England PGA pros will be there. The New England PGA will be represented. They're giving 10-minute tune-ups. We have a fantastic raffle that's really come a long way, which we're excited about. So there's a ton to see and do, a lot to offer for people. Just with the entry ticket is just the beginning. Once you get on the inside, you're able to kind of take part and see what's in there. And it's really, we're hoping to make it an event that people really want to come to year in and year out and experience and stay, stick around. So.
Well, and the other thing, Chad, and as you said, as you alluded to a few moments ago, a lot of people this time of year, I mean, even though we haven't really had until recently, haven't really had a harsh winter, this time of year, traditionally, especially up in the Northeast, everybody's getting a little bit of cabin fever, wanting to get back out and play some golf. Or at least, get out and do something. And this is a great opportunity over a weekend when people are looking for something to do, and especially if you're interested, whether you're a newcomer to the game or whether you're a seasoned veteran of the game. It's a great opportunity to come in out of the cooler elements and see what's new and exciting in the golf industry, and what some of the pros are going to be playing with, and what you can play with as well if you're looking in the market of some new equipment. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you, Chad, is this. Obviously, there's been a big push. I know there is going on right now at the PGA show down in Orlando, but really to get more women involved. What did you try to do, or did you do anything with some of your exhibitors to really sort of welcome women into the golf community at this expo? Is there anything special features that are going to be catering to women there?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, actually. That was another one of our focal points when we were designing this event is we had already collected some feedback from people who had not only been to expos but also vendors who had participated. And one of the comments was that these golf expos don't have anything that really focuses or at least pays enough attention to female golfers. And
right.
One of the things that we decided to do was we have an exclusive women's section, which is about 8 to 10 vendors that are specific to the female population. And on top of that, Golf and Ski Warehouse also is going to have an exclusive retail section, which is strictly women's stuff, women's apparel, women's equipment. And we are also running a promotion for both days. The first 100 women that show up on Saturday get a free gift, and the first 100 women who show up on Sunday with a ticket, they also get a free gift. So we're doing a lot. In hopes that we can kind of drive some female players who maybe are new to the game even or have been playing the game. We had a really healthy conversation with the New Hampshire Women's Golf Association, and they've been spreading the word with their population. So we're excited. We hope that the response in that regard is positive because, the most important thing is that Tier 1 is strong. We want people to come and participate, give us their feedback so that we can make it bigger and better for years to come. That's the hope. And ultimately, that goal is only going to help the industry and help the people who participate in it. And ultimately, that's what we want to do. We want to grow the game and grow an awareness for the game and keep the game, really healthy. That's important. So
yeah, and that's a great point, Chad, as well. And I agree 100% with you. I think that we have to be creative in the industry. We have to look for ways of inviting and encouraging people to come and play. And you're right. Traditionally, a lot of the expos, because the golf industry has for many years been a sort of a male-dominated sport, a lot of the expos were, of course, catering to that market. And I think they're starting to realize that there are a lot of women out there, especially business women, who are out there, entrepreneurs out there owning their own business or working at an executive level, that understand and realize the advantages of being involved in golf and using golf as a business tool. So they're wanting to get into the game as well. So as an Expo, especially being your first year, it's great that you have looked into some opportunities to make them feel welcome at the Expo as well.
Yeah, it really is. It really is a big piece to the game for sure. And you know, the game has changed, and the people who own and operate businesses within the industry, it's important that we adapt to the ways that the game has changed. And you know, gone are the days that people have this discretionary income and the discretionary time to go out on a Saturday and spend 5-6 hours at a golf course without their families. Those days are gone. So, you know, as golf courses, we need to start being aware of that and come up with creative ways that allow families and people who are, you know, spending time together to come out and enjoy the recreational aspects and elements of the golf course and the game itself. And you're right. There's a lot of avenues that can definitely be tapped into, and the female population is so important. And it's one thing that we really strive for at Amherst Country Club as best we can. And it's one that is kind of growing, which is really good, really good. So, you know, hopefully this Expo continues that mission, and you know, for the game itself, because like I said, it's high on our priority list.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. Now, obviously, you know, one of the other areas in golf, as I know, Chad, you're aware of, is obviously junior golf. So I imagine that some of the vendors and some of the exhibitors that are going to be there are also going to maybe have some offers or some things that are applicable for the junior market as well. Tell us a little bit about that, and what some of those that maybe want to bring their juniors along that are interested either currently play golf or maybe interested in getting into golf. Are you going to have some exhibitors there as well that will cater to that segment of the market?
We are. Yeah, we're really excited about this too, and this is another element that we're hoping will also continue to grow, because it's so important. It's obviously the future of the game, but we have a real close relationship with the New Hampshire Golf Association, and they are directly linked with First Tee of New Hampshire, and I'm sure a lot of your listeners have heard of the First Tee programs across the country. Fantastic programs, and, you know, our facility, Amherst Country Club and Padima Green, have been working with the First Tee of New Hampshire programs. I can't say enough good things about those programs, just amazing. And we also have some of our seminars are actually, there's a couple seminars in there that are actually, the topics involve junior golfers. I know there is one gentleman, I believe his name is Peter, who's giving a seminar on how parents can help their junior golfer students grow with the game, and that's actually his topic. He'll be talking about, you know, 45 minutes on that topic. We also have another gentleman who's coming to give a seminar about the recruitment process for collegiate golf, and we're excited about that element. The junior golfers who attend ages 12 and younger, I believe is what it says on the website, they're free of charge as long as they're with a paying adult.
Right.
So we're doing everything we can. We want to get junior golfers there as well. I think one of the things that is most underlooked in the state, and I know it happens at my course, and it's happened a lot in this area, is most junior golfers are not aware that the New Hampshire Golf Association, the GIN program, is actually free to junior golfers, you know, ages 17 and younger. And that's a great starting point. And it doesn't matter how serious a junior golfer is, if they can get a free handicap and they can understand what that means and what it does and why it's important and the history of all of it, it's an awesome starting point that, again, is no charge. And, you know, it's a real quick, easy thing to kind of tell junior players about and talk to them about. So we try to do that at our facilities, and I know the New Hampshire Golf Association will be doing it at this event. So we're excited to have them, and you know, I'm sure there'll be a slew of other activities that other vendors will put on that will cater to junior golfers.
Well, you know as well as I do, Chad, that when you get the youngsters involved and get them excited about you know, playing a sport or playing a game, then, you know, usually you can get the parents also engaged and excited about it as well. So, yeah, that's great that you're going to have some things available for the juniors as well to get them excited about it and getting them interested in playing. You know, one of the other areas, too, and I don't know whether, you you've had some discussions with your partners about this or not. But another area of junior golf, obviously the industry tends to focus mainly on a lot of the youngsters that want to maybe pursue some sort of a career in golf. But there's also a lot of kids out there that maybe would just like to play it for fun. Have you investigated with your group, and I'm referring to obviously Brian and Justin, about looking at approaching some of the schools in the area and getting them involved in some sort of a program just to introduce the game to youngsters that maybe normally don't get out there and play on a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis?
We did investigate that. One of the things that was a really interesting learning, there was a big learning curve with planning this event. And one of the big shockers for this was that the industry it's not easy to penetrate and get into the people who are involved in the industry and telling them and teaching them why an event like this is important.
Right.
And that can be disheartening at times, but we're really proud. And I'll answer your question here, but we're proud that we have 19 golf courses participating in this event. And we did investigate schools and school programs and see if there would be an interest there. And there is definitely an interest there. I don't know how much will happen the first year, but it is definitely on our radar. I will tell you that the first thing we are going to approach for 2017 is building the awareness of the PGA Junior Golf League, which I'm sure your listeners and yourself know about. And that's more of a competitive thing, but it also has an exposure element to it, getting kids exposed to the game itself, much like First Tee of New Hampshire and First Tee programs. There are more serious players, obviously, who are, in high school who might be considering playing at the collegiate level. There is definitely a market there for our event and for the industry itself. So eventually I believe what's going to happen with our Expo is we'll be looking at something that will incorporate something similar to what I call now a junior golf summit or something equivalent, where junior golfers can come, again, it's like a one-stop shopping for information, for membership, for college golf, and they can get the info they need and pursue it from there and make some decisions. And eventually what we're hoping, and the reason I mentioned the golf courses is, with more golf courses getting involved, we would like this event to turn into, for the golf courses, almost like a job fair, where students who are interested in getting into the industry can come to the event, they can talk to the managers of each of these facilities, and this is the time of the year when these facilities, myself included, are looking to hire their staff for the upcoming season. And this would be the perfect forum for that to happen, not only for the junior golfers, but also for the managers and the clubs who are there represented. So, hopefully down the road, that's what this turns into.
Yeah, that would be, come to think of it, that would be a great thing to have at the Expo is a segment of it that is available as a job fair, as you said, because it would be great for those that are in that area or looking to reside in that area that maybe want to know what's available. And I know that there are other avenues that they can take, but that would be a great opportunity for whether it be juniors or even some older folks that are looking to get involved in golf to be able to know what's available in their area. And if you can sort of put that all into sort of one package or under one umbrella at your Expo, that would be a great way of not only getting people to come to the Expo, but providing that information that could help some people out as well. So that's fantastic. Now, I know, Chad, that you obviously, in addition to yourself and your partners, have some great sponsors of this Expo as well. Let's talk about some of the key sponsors that are involved that are helping you to sort of put this together. Obviously, with coming on board and joining in the Expo. Let's name a few of those and give them a shout out, if you will, here on the program.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. Back to the junior golf thing, we are partnering with our national charity is Caddy for a Cure, and our local charity is MPAL, which is the Manchester Police Athletic League. And one of the things we did in our facilities, and I'm sorry I didn't mention this before,
sure.
But we actually had inner city juniors who wanted to try the game of golf come to our facility. There was about a dozen of them. These were students who ordinarily had the chance to try golf. They came out to our facility for a day. They had some representatives from MPAL, some police officers and members of the Police Athletic League, and we had some instructors who actually coached them along and helped them, and amazing experience. It was very positive. The junior golfers who showed up, from what I can tell, really enjoyed it. So that was really important. So for that reason, we are partnered with MPAL for this event. So there will be a percentage of the proceeds from our raffles and our games that are on the show floor that will go to MPAL and Caddy for a Cure. So those two are, again, need to be mentioned. In terms of our sponsors, though, and that's a great question, we have huge support. Obviously, we are partnered with Golf and Ski Warehouse, which in New England is the major retailer for golf equipment and ski equipment. We're very happy to be partnered with them. They have been fantastic, a huge support, and they are excited to be there as we are to have them. So they're not only going to have the demo area, the indoor driving range, we'll have that, but they're also going to have a 2,500 square foot retail space where they'll be, showcasing the new stuff, but they'll also have stuff on clearance and things that, might be a season old. They'll be selling right there on the show floor, so that's exciting, and they're an awesome sponsor to have. Second on the list, and equally as exciting, is we have Coca-Cola of Northern New England, who's joining us this year as our official refreshment sponsor. They have some really cool things that they're bringing to the table, one of which is called a Hug Me machine. And, believe it or not, you actually walk up to a Coke machine, you give it a hug, and it dispenses a beverage at no charge. All you got to do is hug the machine. So we're pretty excited. It's another level and element of interactivity that we're excited about. They've been a fantastic supporter of this event. And then we have we have a bunch of other sponsors. We have Volvo is on board, Merrimack Street Volvo, which is right in Manchester. We have Nashua Audi, which will be there. And we have a whole list of our sponsors right on our webpage, all of which are contributing in different ways, not only through participation, but, donations. And it's very exciting. The company that is sponsoring the putting contest on the Expo floor is a company that's right out of Massachusetts called Turfscape. And they're bringing one of their synthetic professional grass, turfs that you'll have a chance to partake in the putting contest. So everybody's kind of contributing in one way or another, and it's just a fantastic show of support. It's really been exciting.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, I know you've just mentioned a few of them, but what are going to be some of the, in addition to what you've already mentioned, is there going to be some other main show specials or activities where the patrons or the guests coming in to visit the Expo will have a chance of winning? I mean, obviously, I'm sure most of the exhibitors will have some sort of a contest or something going on, or opportunity for prizes and things like that. But what are some of the main ones again? Just let's touch across a few of those that people can expect coming to the show that have a chance to win something. You mentioned about the hole-in-one and that. Let's just recap some of those so that they have an idea of what to expect at the Expo.
Yeah, sure. So we have the seminar series is a big one we're excited about. We have a stage that's going to be right set up the inside of the Expo floor. That seminar series is going to start right when the Expo doors open. We'll have a professional up there. Each one talks about a different topic. If any of your listeners are interested in seeing the different topics, that's all on our webpage. But basically, it's a new presenter every hour that the Expo is going, and that's for both days. So that's an activity that we have going on. Like I said, we have two simulators, indoor simulators that will be up and running. One of them will have the longest drive competition, and the other one will have the closest to the pin competition. With your Expo ticket, you get one shot at each of those. If you'd like to buy more chances, you're more than welcome to do that. The percentage of those proceeds do go to the charities. If you get a hole-in-one on the closest to the pin simulator, you win $10,000, which is pretty cool. We have the great raffle that we're doing. So we have two raffles that are going on. With an Expo ticket, you have a chance to win one of, I believe it's 8 or 10 really nice prizes. So just by buying a ticket, you're entered into the raffle. On top of that, we have dozens of additional prizes, including rounds of golf, dozens of golf balls, some equipment, some trips. There's a variety of things that you can purchase additional chances for on the show floor. Again, percentage of those proceeds go to the charities. You have a chance to ride a golf skate caddy. You have a chance to demo and try out any of the equipment from the major manufacturers that are there. We have the New England PGA doing the 10-minute tune-ups on the show floor. We do have refreshments will be served. They'll be having lunch refreshments. There's one of our major sponsors, which I should have mentioned, is Amherst Beverages, which is a big beverage distribution, alcoholic beverage distribution company out here in New Hampshire and New England. And they're going to be showcasing 4 of their microbreweries at the show.
Oh, wow.
So that will be available. Yeah, that'll be available right in the bar, so people can, sip a beer as they walk around if that's what they choose. It really is. The list is the list is endless as to what will be going on. It's going to be really interesting to see all these moving parts, like you said. So,
well, that's the great. Yeah, that's the great thing too, Chad. Obviously I've been to a number of expos and golf shows and things over the years, so I'm very familiar with a lot of the different things that they have to offer, and it's nice to see that you're doing some of the old favorites, but then you're also adding a lot of new interesting things, sort of keeping up with the times, if you will, at your expo. So it should be very exciting in that. One of the things that I want to get across to the folks about this is it's not just about demonstrating products or not just about showing what's the latest and greatest. I mean, that's obviously at the forefront of the show, but it's also about educating the public about the sport and about the game itself, and letting people know that there are opportunities out there available, whether it be through golf courses or whether it be through organizations that provide services to the general public, that they can get involved, whether it be at a junior level, whether it be for women's golf, or whether it be for golf in general. Couples as well. There's great opportunities there for couples to get involved. And as I mentioned earlier, golf is a game and has traditionally been really at the forefront as a business tool for a lot of executives out there. That's why so many of them do business on the golf course. So where else would you have a prospective client for 4 hours and have their attention? There's no other really avenue that I can think of short of tying them up into a room than out in the golf course. So there's a lot of great opportunities to going to these expos, and I strongly encourage, and we'll give that information out here again in just a moment, for the listeners to really consider heading up that way, or those of you that are listening in the area, make sure that you check out the expo. Now, one of the other things I want to ask you, Chad, as well is I know we're getting kind of close to the show. Is there still some room for any last-minute exhibitors that maybe want to come up there? Obviously, for major exhibitors, it's probably closed, but is there an opportunity for maybe a local business that maybe wasn't aware or hadn't been approached? Can they still get in there somehow?
They sure can. Yeah, we probably have a handful. I would say we probably maybe have a dozen booth spaces that are left. So if there's any, and we've actually had some people reach out in the last couple of days, and we're happy to, we're going to go right up to the wire here as far as we can with accepting people who want to get involved. And I encourage anybody who might be interested, they can visit the website. Our email is on there, and there is some time to do that. We are making sure that we have enough time to get all of the new exhibitors who sign up onto our website, onto our exhibitor list, onto the show floor map, and then we get them in touch with the Expo service companies so that they can get all the accommodations that they need. So, yeah, absolutely. There is still time, and we welcome with open arms anybody that wants to get involved.
Well, that's fantastic. So if they want to learn more about that and participate, the best way is to go to your website to find out how to get in touch with you. Is that the idea?
Yeah. It's www.greaternegolfexpo.com, and all the info is on there. Not only for exhibitors, but also you can buy tickets there. You can take a look at the list of the raffle prizes. All the seminar series topics are listed, and all the activities are on there as well. So there's plenty of info there. We've seen a tremendous flux and a spike in the last month on people visiting that website, which is really exciting to see. So I think there's going to be good things that come out of this event. It's definitely got a lot of anticipation and a lot of excitement behind it. So.
Well, it sounds, as you said, it sounds like you've you guys have done a great job in organizing this event, and especially being, an inaugural event like this, your first event for this particular expo, and I'm sure it's going to be very successful. And it opens, an opportunity really for those that want to. That maybe haven't done so already, haven't reached out. There's still an opportunity, as Chad has just mentioned, for those of you tuning into the show. If you want to participate in the expo, you can reach out and go to the website, and we'll mention that one more time before we close off. But it's a great opportunity really to expand this game. And I agree with you. I think there should be more of these going on throughout the year. And I know there are a lot of them out there, but I think it's a good opportunity to really expose the game. To the general public like that. And it sounds like you've got a great show lined up here in a couple of weeks. So let me just very quickly, Chad, I'm going to read out the dates again for those of you that are just tuning in a little bit later in the broadcast. My very special guest, of course, is Chad Zingales, and he is the Director of Golf Operations at the Amherst Country Club, and he's along with his partners, Karoul and Justin Maguire of the Circle 3 Group, which is their organization, have put together a great golf expo. It's the 2016 Greater New England Golf Expo, and it's taking place at the Manchester Radisson Hotel up in Manchester, New Hampshire, and it's going to be taking place on Saturday, the first opening day, February 13th, 2016, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and the demo area will be opening up from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the Saturday, and then it'll be followed up on Sunday, which is, of course, Valentine's Day. Great day to take your partner there on Valentine's Day on the Sunday, which is February 14th, of course. And again, the doors will be opening up for the expo at 9 a.m. and closing at 4 p.m., and the demo area will be opening from 10 a.m. Eastern to 3 p.m., closing out the demo area. So lots of great stuff. It sounds like, Chad, that you guys have got going up there, and I think it's great that you guys have done that.
Yeah, and kudos to you too. Shows like this are important to the industry, and helping us to promote an event like this is important to us and the industry. So, thanks for all you do, and thanks for having me on and allowing the opportunity to just kind of spread the word about this event and the reason why we're doing it.
Well, Chad, you know what? I will say this. I will extend the invitation. I know it's a year down the road, but obviously I know everything's going to go well for 2016. So you're welcome to come back next year and come on the show again to promote next year's show when you're ready. So just feel free to reach out, you and your partners, and I'll be more than happy to have you back on the show again to promote the show next year. So again, if you don't mind, Chad, just one more time, read out the website link for people to go if they want to get more information, whether it's to sponsor, whether it's to become an exhibitor. There's still time to do that, or whether they just find out where they can get tickets and the show dates and all the good information going on there. Where can they reach out to you?
Yep. Yeah. So the show is called the Greater New England Golf Expo. It is the website is www.greaternegolfexpo.com. Show dates are February 13th and 14th, Saturday and Sunday of 2016. Location is right in downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, at the center of New Hampshire Expo Center, which is located right in the Radisson Hotel on Elm Street in Manchester. Come on out if you're in the area. If you want to come check out this show and support this show, we'd love to have whoever wants to come. Anybody who's interested in learning about the game of golf, this is the place to come. And anybody who's been playing this game for years, this is the place to come. So hopefully anybody who's listening, if you're interested, we'd love to have you. Well,
it sounds great. And I always like, nothing excites me more, obviously, than golf, but also that the fact that you're giving back to some local charities as well. That's always a great thing, and golf has been synonymous with doing that over the years. So it's great that you guys are doing that, some great charities are going to benefit from all of your hard work. So, Chad, I just want to say to yourself and your partners, Brian and Justin, great job in putting this event together, and I want to wish you all the success and continued good wishes, if you will, for your event. Much success with it. And as I said, you're welcome to come back next year if you want to also promote for 2017.
Would love to, and love to get you involved however you'd like, and if you can, we would love to come back. And again, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll be talking again.
All right, Chad. Again, thank you very much for coming on the show. I appreciate it, and for sharing what's sure to be a successful event. Best of luck with it, and I know you got lots of things to do. Again, thank you for joining me here on Golf Talk Live.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Take care.
All right, thanks, Chad. All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, that was my very special guest, Chad Zingales. He is as I mentioned several times, he is the Director of Golf Operations at Amherst Country Club up in Amherst, New Hampshire, and he is, along with his partners, Brian Karoul and Justin Maguire, who are also some avid golfers. Chad, of course, is a golf professional at the country club. The other two gentlemen, of course, are not golf professionals, but certainly love the game, I'm sure, almost as much as Chad does. But they've organized themselves together and formed a company called Circle 3 Group, LLC. And collectively, they've put their efforts together here this last year and are getting ready to launch their first event coming up here in just a couple of weeks called the Greater New England Golf Expo. Which is going to be carried out at the Radisson Hotel in downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, coming up on February 13th and the 14th of 2016. So make sure that you pay them a visit if you're in the area, or if you're planning on going through. I'm sure there'll be lots of great things to see there and opportunities to win some prizes. And as I mentioned earlier, certainly an opportunity to help out some great charities. So make sure that you at least check out the website and that. But thank you very much, again, Chad, for coming on the show tonight and sharing that information with the listeners. And as I mentioned as well earlier, I know there's a lot of great things going on down at the PGA show this week, and I regrettably, unfortunately, was not able to make it down this year as originally expected, but you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be going in 2017 because it looks like they're all having a good time down there. So very unfortunate, but sometimes these things happen and they can't be helped. But we'll certainly find out some of the things with our upcoming guests. And, of course, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the show, when Cindy and I get together next this coming Tuesday, we'll talk about some of the things that she saw and experienced down at the PGA Merchandising Show down in Orlando, Florida, that's going on currently this week. But I want to take this opportunity one more time just to thank my very special guest, Chad Zingales, the Director of Golf Operations at the Amherst Country Club in New Hampshire. Thank you again, and good luck with the Greater New England Golf Expo coming up in a couple of weeks. I want to also thank, I'm going to wrap up the show, obviously, a little bit earlier than I normally do, just to, again, I know a lot of people are busy either at the show or other things going on tonight, and I wanted to really give an opportunity for Chad to come on and talk about the program that he's doing up in New Hampshire in the next couple of weeks. So, but I want to take this opportunity to thank, in addition to my guests, all of the listeners around the world for faithfully tuning into Golf Talk Live each and every week. I certainly do get a great amount of pleasure and enjoyment of having really a number of highly talented coaches, teacher professionals, authors, and entrepreneurs stop by the show. And it's really through their participation and guest appearances that really help to make Golf Talk Live a first-class show. In addition to the listeners, of course, I have to give a few special thanks to some of the sponsors and supporters of the program. Mr. Jonathan Laird from South Coast Golf Guide. Of course, he is the publisher and editor of South Coast Golf Guide, which I've mentioned many, many times on the show. And essentially what it is, it's a publication that Jonathan puts out, has been for over 20 years now in the southeastern part of the United States, from literally Texas right over here to the Emerald Coast and all states in between. And it's a publication and guide, if you will, that offers an opportunity to really find and seek out some of the great golf tracks, if you will, in the southeastern region of the United States, in several states, 4 or 5 states at least, including Florida and Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and other areas. But it's a great guide, a lot of great golf courses, information about the courses, how to get in touch with them, some specials that some of them are running, and some other goodies that are in the guide as well. So if you're interested in getting a copy, I'd like to encourage you to go to southcoastgolfguide.com and you request a copy of the guide to be sent if you're not in the area, or if you're planning on taking a trip down to the southeastern part of the United States, if you go to most of the Edwin Watts stores, or if you also visit a lot of the condos, especially down here on the Emerald Coast, a lot of the main condos are carrying them, or a lot of the golf courses as well in the area are carrying these guides within their facility, so you can just ask for one. But if you're not planning on coming in the next near future, you can go to southcoastgolfguide.com, and Jonathan will be more than happy to have a copy sent up to you. So if you're planning maybe the next few months to come down, you'll have a good idea of some of the courses that you can play in the area. So I strongly encourage you to do that. If you're somebody that's in the golf industry and you want an opportunity of reaching a great audience, as I said, Jonathan has run the publication for now over 20 years. So he has a great number of publications, number of copies of the publication that go out throughout the area. And if you want a great way to reach not just golfers, but those in the industry, you might want to consider advertising as well in the guide. So you can reach out to Jonathan that way by going to his email address and send him an email of your interest, Jonathan at southcoastgolfguide.com. That's Jonathan at southcoastgolfguide.com. And he'll be more than happy to set you up with some great advertising opportunities in the guide as well. And I strongly urge you to do so, and let him know that I've sent you, Ted from Golf Talk Live, and I guarantee that Jonathan will take good care of you. I also want to thank Meredith Kirk from meredithkirk.com. Meredith Kirk Golf, of course. She was the 2014 Mrs. South Carolina winner, and she also entered into the Mrs. USA competition as well in that same year. And certainly did a great job in doing South Carolina proud as the winner of the Mrs. South Carolina contest. And she is also a great LPGA and USGTF instructor, loves the game and works with all sorts of men, women, and juniors as well. So I strongly urge, if you want to get in touch with her, she's out in the Myrtle Beach area, of course. If you want to get in touch with her, go to meredithkirk.com, and you can learn more about some of the great things that she's doing in golf. Mr. Nicky and his wife, Tiffany Litherland, thank you for Nicky, of course, is a golf professional, and his wife, of course, of many, many years, and their young kids as well have been big supporters of the show, and I want to thank them. Nicky, of course, is going to be coming on the show here in the weeks to come, as I mentioned before. That I'd be reaching out to him, and his schedule is finally in a position he's able to do that. So we're just getting at the final details of exactly the date. So I'll announce that as soon as I know. But he's going to be coming on the show, and of course, Nicky and Tiffany are originally from Australia, from down under, and they now reside here in the United States. And he's doing some great things as well as a golf professional. So we'll talk to him when he comes on the show. But thank you, both Nicky, Tiffany, and your family for all of your continued support of Golf Talk Live. Mr. Bernie Pinder, of course, the owner and founder of Ontic Golf, a line of great custom putters. I just put together, just completed their website, as you may recall from the previous week I mentioned. I just finished up here a few weeks ago, onticgolf.com. Just redid their entire website, and there's a great shop online opportunity there if you're interested in purchasing one of the Ontic putters. There's quite a few lines on there. You can go visit the online store, and you can order your putter right there and pay for it right through online. It's a secure system, so you're assured of all of your confidential information being secured properly. But go to onticgolf.com and check out some of the great lines of putter. Lots of exciting things will be happening for them as well. So thank you, Bernie, for all of your continued support of the show. And I'm going to have Bernie coming on here to talk about some of those new things that Ontic's going to be doing here in 2016 and beyond here in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that. But thank you, Bernie, for all of your continued support as well. Bernie Pinder from Ontic Golf. Also, Mr. Peter Doyle from Doyle Golf Solutions over in Ireland, my good friend over there. He's also a teacher professional as well as a club fitting professional. Has his own business over in Ireland. He's been a big supporter of the show, and he's also incidentally involved with Ontic Golf as well and their custom line of putters. So thank you, Peter, for all of your continued support, and I look forward to working with you and Ontic in the near future here. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Sean Kelly who is the owner of linkedgolfers.com. You've heard me mention them several times as well. Linked Golfers, of course, is the largest golf group on LinkedIn, which is a social media network for business types and so forth for literally all over the world. And Sean, of course, runs the largest golf group on LinkedIn, which is linkedgolfers.com, or Linked Golfer, and he's really taken that platform out through his own efforts onto the web at linkedgolfers.com. He's really essentially moved some of the key components of that group, still running it, of course, on LinkedIn, but just offering some other great things as well. So visit his website at linkedgolfers.com. And thank you, Sean, for all of your continued support. As I said, I look forward to doing this show every week. If you're interested in coming on the show, as I mentioned earlier at the beginning, you can reach out to me through my website, through my email address at ted.golftalklive@gmail.com. I'm getting ready to officially launch my new website as well, which is tedjodorico.com, and I'll be announcing that here very, very shortly. And it's going to have some great things on there as well, some instruction, as well as links to both of the shows, Golf Talk Live and the Women of Golf show as well, in addition to some other things. So stay tuned for that. I'll announce that. But in the meantime, I look forward to bringing some great golf discussion to the show in the weeks to come. Stay tuned. On March 3rd, I believe, is going to be the first show for Coach's Corner. We'll be coming back in with a great panel discussion. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be releasing some dates probably next week of some spots that are still available for those of you that are tuning into the show. If you're a golf professional and you want to come on, whether it be a teacher or coach, and you want to throw your hat in the ring and come on and have some great panel discussions. And we're going to be doing some great prizes as well for some of the folks out there that want to participate in the Coach's Corner, either calling in or emailing into the program with some questions or help with your game. We're going to throw your names in the hat, if you will, and there'll be some great prizes as well. So stay tuned. Lots of great things happening on the show. I look forward to continually serving you with some great upcoming guests and discussions on the program. And I want to take this final opportunity again one more time to thank my special guest tonight, Chad Zingales, the Director of Golf Operation at the Amherst Country Club in Amherst, New Hampshire. Thank you very much, Chad. Thank you for tuning into the show, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 6 p.m. Central right here on Golf Talk Live. God bless everybody, and have a great week.